$55,000.
Hasan out. And Andy with a 9-8 of clubs.
Yep, got the suited connectors that we all like to see flops with. So he does make the call. And here comes the flop. Flop ace, king, 10. Nice flop for Dan there as he's flopped top pair and a straight draw. Andy flopped nothing and checks, and Dan checks right behind him. 7 of diamonds comes off. Now this does give Andy an open-end straight draw. Of course, the jack wouldn't help him.
Well, he checks again.
But again, it goes check, check. Now queen comes off. So Dan O'Brien has 2 pair now. Action is on Andy. Again, he's going to check. So essentially just waving the flag here.
Yeah, nothing hitting. And Dan with aces and queens going to stick out a little bet.
Well, finally going to make a bet with this hand. 72,000. And obviously, Andy has absolutely nothing. But that doesn't mean he's given up. It looks like he's getting raising chips out. And indeed, he is re-raising here to 150,000, trying to represent the fact that he's got a jack in his hand and he's made an ace-high straight.
And you know what? Even though it's not that much more, it's kind of a tricky call to make. You think the guy just trapped you in there.
I almost checked it back, kid.
He thinks he's beat.
I know you're a little crazy sometimes.
Dan does have aces and queens, but still, when you're sitting there, the guy didn't bet on the flop, didn't bet on the turn, now check raise you on the river, you just think he's got a jack. You think, how can this guy raise without a jack in his hand?
Well, this would be the cutest raise of the night if he should be successful.
And I think it's a tough call for Dan to make here. Virtually all he can beat is a steal.
But the former day trader is going to man up. He makes the call, and it's a good one.
And indeed, it was a steal. Andy Seth trying to win that pot, and it would have worked against a lot of players. Didn't work against Dan O'Brien.
So the momentum keeps shifting for Andy Seth, who was in a commanding lead before, but now he's getting whittled away. He's down to 758,000.
Well, the current leader is McLean Karr with $2.4 million. In second place, Dan O'Brien right on his heels with about $2.2 million. Andy Seth has dropped to 4th place.
All right, to the money pit. Hasan out. Andy looking depleted right now. Picks up a pair of 9s, though.
And he's got the 2 9s. He's going to raise it to 56,000.
Into the local from Bay 101, Matt, 42 years old, and he's got a interesting ace-7. He's on the short stack.
Well, he's a local pro. He was at the Bay 101 the day they opened this club, in fact. And Vince, because Andy's been so aggressive all night long, you just think the guy might be raising with nothing again, so you move all in with ace-high.
Going to make a stand. McLean out. O'Brien, though, with a king-queen.
Well, it's been raised and re-raised to him.
Call.
So he's going to lay it down, and quickly called by Andy Seth here. And Andy, a nice favorite to win this pot and eliminate Matt from this tournament. There you see Matt's buddy, WPT champion, watching him here tonight.
And here comes the flop. It's 8-6-4.
Five ball.
Got an inside straight for Matt. But so far, so good for Andy, as his 9s are out in front. Here comes the turn.
Well, 10 of clubs comes off. Now, that does give Matt a 2-way straight draw. A 9 would give him a straight as well as a 5, but a club won't do him any good now. So the ace of clubs or 5 of clubs won't help him, as Andy will have a bigger flush than him. Ace of clubs does come off on the river. Even though Matt has made a club flush, it's not good enough, as Andy has a higher flush. So that's going to do it for the local pro.
Good game, man.
Matt Keikoan out in 5th place.
Good game, man.
Big effort.
Good fight, man.
Going to take home $175,000. He was a gentleman. And right now we are down to 4 at the Bay 101 Shooting Star. Stay with us. We're coming back with more action on the WPT. Welcome back to the Bay 101 Shooting Star. I'm Vince Van Patten alongside Mike Sexton. 4 players remain.
Yep, and the top 3 players are all in their 20s. Youth prevailing once again on the World Poker Tour. Current chip leader is McLean Karr with $2.3 million. Dan O'Brien in 2nd place with $2 million. Andy Seth in 3rd place, $1.5 million. An old school guy, Hasan Habib, in 4th place right now.
Okay, Andy's going up to 5,000 blinds, 15 and 30. A quick fold by the 23-year-old Andy. And McLean Karr also going out.
So it's a battle of the blinds here. Dan O'Brien looks down at ace-10 offsuit. Pretty good hand in the small blind.
Just throw it away.
Yep, he's out of Mount Sinai, New York. That's Long Island. Now living in Vegas.
Hasan trying to coax him to throw it away so he can get another walk. That didn't happen.
Call.
But Hasan is going to make the call with the King 8 offsuit.
Up against Ace 10. We're flopping.
Flop is Jack 6-6. No help to either player. Dan out in front with the ace high. He also has the ace of spade. And he's going to bet 105,000 here. And without hesitation,
300.
Hasan coming over the top right here, making it 300,000 to go.
Very crafty. Hasan finally taking a shot here. Now, he's had the perception of playing very tight tonight. So when a guy like this does this to you, it's scary.
Very difficult to continue here with just an ace high. All you can beat is a steal. That's exactly the case, though, as Hasan only has the king high.
Hasan has said he's taking some time off. He's into real estate investing. He got married. He's happier. And right now, he's got to be happy with this one because he bluffed it.
Show the bluff.
Yeah.
Show the bluff.
Well, Dan says show the bluff, but Hasan does not do it because you got to pay to see my cards, my friend. But what a nice play by Hasan Habib. There you see, he's got well over $2 million in WPT earnings, mostly by virtue of his 2 final table finishes at the WPT World Championship, where he finished 2nd and 3rd in back-to-back years. Very impressive.
All right, back down to it. Dan O'Brien with a suited connector, 4-5 of clubs, going to raise. Makes it 75,000 to go. Hasan and Andy both out.
Well, McLean going to call with the queen jack out of the big blind. So here comes a flop. Which come king, 3 deuce, all clubs. Dan has flopped a flush and a straight flush draw. McLean has a larger flush draw.
Yeah, McLean checks.
Which recognize if the ace or 6 of clubs comes off, that won't help McLean any, because it'll give his opponent a straight flush.
Well, Dan's bet 70,000, and McLean is not going anywhere.